you open the app, you would want to log into your account. You could use any of your Google accounts to do so. Once you've logged in, this is the screen that you see. Once you click in the middle, it will give you all sorts of details on what area your house is in and all the rooms that are there in this. And when you go on the left swipe, that is the room option, you could choose how many times you want to clean that area or that room. You could define these areas, you could split these areas, and on your extreme right swipe there is a topic, the tab called area, in which again you could add no-go zones. Like the cross will, like for example in my hall I've selected a red line for no-go zones. You could select a wall which can be edited, extended, like here so. Or you could also add no-go zones like in boxes, like these also could be edited. So if there is a place where you don't want your robot to go, like a balcony or some drainage hole, you could use all these no-go zones area. Just click on save and continue. Usually your tab opens on the whole house view, where you just get a whole view of the last function of the robo. Like all these lines, they will show you where all the robo has been in the last time that it worked. So about the tools, on the bottom right you see that what the robo is charged at, full charge, half charge, whatever percentage it will show you. This is the sweep button where you can just directly start your robo via the app. And then there's this max mode. What is this max mode? It shows you your options to choose at what mode you want your robo in. The quiet mode is the vacuum will be at the least suction power, and then it just keeps increasing to the max mode. I usually prefer to use the max mode. The next tab is the toolbox. This is going to be very helpful for you. When you go on the toolbox, there are various options of edit map. When you choose edit map, you could see your whole house, in which if the first time you've used a robot, your robo must have just mapped out the whole house. It must have gone haywire here, there and everywhere. Once it maps down your house, then the second time, the third time, the robo will start working in a much better fashion. If you have a LiDAR robot, that is the 360 robo is a LiDAR robo. Now this will help you to choose how you want the robo to work. I have split my whole house into various rooms, like I have also defined them. Usually it will just come as this room 1, 2, 3. You want to name any room, you could just click on it, and then there's an option that shows a rename. Once you click on the rename, you could manually choose and type whatever you want, or you could choose on whatever options that they have given here. Okay, and then confirm or cancel or edit. You could do any of those. Again, when you select any area, for example, I have split this area, my dining room. Okay, let's just cancel because it's going on rename. Anyways, my dining room and my kitchen I have split. If you see, they are in different colors, yellow and green. I split this area because sometimes I just want the dining to be cleaned, and when you select area in your other tab which I showed previously, it will just clean this area when I select it. But if you want to merge these areas, select both the rooms and then there's a merge area option, and once you say confirm, it is going to merge both of these areas, and it will take just a little bit of time to merge that. Once it's merged, the whole room will be considered as one single room. Now you see the color has changed and this whole area is considered as one room. Now this is a laundry area which I don't want the robot to go in, so I've added a no-go zone, so it will not enter that door. It will only clean here. Now usually if you want to split an area, how do you do it? Just click on this place. Right now I merged it. It's going to show the area that is in one color. It will show you want to split that area. So go on split area. Okay, and then draw a line at a time to split that room. It will show you that option. Where do you want to split it? I want to split it over here, right? And then you just say save and confirm. It will take a little while and it is going to split that area. So it will be two different rooms now, the dining and the kitchen that I wanted to split it with. Just simply go on that area and rename it to say dining room or whatever you wanted and confirm. Again, click on the other section and say kitchen and rename it and confirm it. And then on the bottom right, you just say save. And that's how you could split an area or merge an area or edit the area however you want. You could draw any lines and merge or split any areas how many ever number of times you want. Right? Okay, now going back This is your multi-story management. More details on this about multi-story management. This is a very helpful tool in case your robo is going haywire, not following the map. Sometimes, just rarely, it does happen that the robo is not following the map. And when you open the screen, it will show that your map, your usual map, has gone crooked. As in, your house map has gone crooked on the robo. So I'll give you more details on that in some other video. So multi-story management is when you're using, if you have a two-story building or you have different levels of your houses in, the robo will manage different floors of your houses in this multi-story management. Then schedule is if you want your robo to automatically start at a certain time, you could just schedule at whatever time you want. Repeat once, as in how many times you want the house to be cleaned. You want it daily, or you want it only during the weekdays or weekends, or you can just simply customize whatever days you want it to. Like for example, you've gone for a vacation, this is a very good way to ask your robo to clean it when you're not there. And when you come back home, you find a very good spick and span house. Okay, next is the cleaning report. It'll just tell you, okay, for what duration the robo has worked for, how many times the robo has worked for, and the total area the robo has worked for. Now, if you see, I've been using my robo for almost 3 years now, and this will give me a schedule of the last few days. For example, if I scroll down and come here, I can find that on 15th of August at 9:32, my robo did this work. It'll recap the whole route of the robo. See how it has worked. You see the map, and then you can just replay. And if you find your robo is not cleaning a particular area, just find out what is there, and then you could rectify the place or that area. Okay, next is, and similarly you can just go on any of the days and see how the robo performed at that time. Then there is rebuild map. Rebuild map is whatever your robo has mapped out. I'm not doing it because it is going to clear off all the memory that my robo had mapped out my house in. So I don't want that, because I have put no-go zone areas, I've worked hard on splitting the rooms, so I don't want to do that. But when you click on rebuild the map, it is going to clear off all the history of your house mapping, and it will start remapping the house again. This is very good when you are using the same robo in a different house, or you have just shifted, or it could be any other reason that you want to use the rebuild map for. Rotate the map is just for your view purpose, nothing exclusive about it. Okay, the next is the voice package. Not something very helpful. The voice package is nothing much, but you just give the voice commands that come from the robo, initiating and stuff like that. You could just use some other accent if you want. It will just give you those kind of options. It's just 1 or 2 options that they have by default. The RC mode is when you can manually turn your robo manually. Just like, for example, I'm going to use the RC mode. If I say, for example, if I click on the button over here and I do this right or left or up and down, the robo is going to move exactly in that direction. It's like a toy. It's going to be like a toy for you. It could be used for any of your personalized use. The next is the update. Update is when you want to just update the software. Mine is on the latest as of now. Then find robo. If you have a big house and you don't know where your robo is going, sometimes the robos get stuck under the sofas or beds or some other place, and you just can't find where the robo is. When you say find robo, it's going to start saying I'm here every time you click on find robo, so you know where exactly your robo is. Accessories are different other tools which is not very necessarily useful on day-to-day basis, but these are just basic tools which you may need in case about to know exactly what your filters are. Like for example, my filter is on maxed out. I have been using the same filter for last 3 years. The thing about filter is it is showing me that 0% remaining. That is because after a certain period of time, it will force you to buy its accessories. That's how the company earns. But if you don't want to buy the accessory, you could just simply wash it, dry it out in the sun, and it's good to use, as good as new. The side brushes are the brushes that rotate. That is this thing that they have highlighted. So the side brushes also could be repurchased, and it will show you that it has been used up. Of 65% of the brush use is remaining. That is 131 hours more it is going to use. The main brush, that is a brush that is usually black in color in my robo, and it is inside. It is just under the dustbin. So that is also due on purchase, but I usually clean it up. So it's okay even if you don't want to buy it. Usually after a year, it is going to ask you to buy. All these things will be, asking you to buy. Sensors, you could just reposition your sensors and it is reset successfully. Just clean up the sensors. It is going to show you 100% again. Cleaning up the sensor is something important which we will discuss in some other video again. And the next is settings. Settings is you want to share your device, as in I have shared my device which is in my mobile and in my husband's mobile. So we share this device. A common app is used to control the same robo. You want to name your robo. Okay, I want to name my robo as Chucky. You could just have a pet name for that. And my robo is now Chucky. Do not disturb is when your robo, when it starts or when it ends a program or when it's stuck somewhere, it is going to give out commands out loud. So I have set a no go disturb mode, which is for 22 hours beginning at night and 8 in the morning. So when the robo starts at that particular time, sometimes I want to use a robo at night when my daughter's sleeping. So it is not going to start saying start initiating program or I'm stuck somewhere or whatever the prompts that the robo usually talks out loud. It is not going to do any of that. It is just going to silently work. The vacuum will make noise as it usually does, but it is not going to give you voice prompts while it is working. Now, what is the voice volume that you want? I've set it on 100%. You could just do it whatever you want. Light indicator, it has a small light indicator when it's charging or when you start the robo. The button lights up. Nothing important that you should be turning on, off. It's your choice. Now, the device info is just where it is, the serial number of the of the machine and what version it is on, the Wi-Fi name that is connected to, and etc. Now, anti-collision, I've turned this on. The robo keeps a little distance from objects to avoid collisions. When disabled, it will touch furniture and try to go through curtains. So I've turned that on. So whenever it collides with a wall or collides with a furniture, it will just bounce and take another route. When you don't do that, it is going to keep bouncing it, and it's going to damage the outer surface. So when you do anti-collision, it is just going to know that if I bounce against something 2 or 3 times, I need to take a different route. So turn that on, keep it on. And then increase suction power when cleaning carpets. I've turned that on. Sometimes the robo goes on your carpet and you want the carpet to be cleaned thoroughly. So anyways, I'm using the max power. If you are using, supposing standard, or if you're using the least power on your robo but you want it to increase its power on carpets, you could just turn this on. Unit of area, square meters. We use square meters here. You could use foot. Restart and reconnect. This is just to restart or reconnect your robo when it is in function. Nothing so important over here. And I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions or doubts, please leave a comment so I can have a questionnaire session, separate video on a questionnaire session for 360 robo. Regarding all other malfunctions that happen in robo, we will take in a next video shorts. And anything else, just please leave a comment so we can have a chat. Thank you, and do pass on this video and share it with your friends who are using the 360. I'm sure it's going to be helpful. Bye-bye.